Good morning. You're watching the Daily Jam podcast. This is episode number 7, I believe. It's Saturday, the 5th of October, 2024. How are you? Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning to the world. I sing to the birds. Hello, how are you? Hallelujah. So, with this episode, I want to do something a little bit different. I want to get a little bit vulnerable. Oh no. Oh no, I'm exposed. I'm naked and exposed. And I know maybe that can seem cringe and you can just watch a different video. You don't have to watch this video at all. But that's just what I'm going to do. Because I feel like it's what the world needs. I think it's what we all need. I think we're all pretending a little bit. And I think we're all going through it a little bit or a lot. And it's just getting a bit strange in this world. To me, anyway, to me. But when I talk to other people, they're like, what are you talking about? So maybe it's just in my head. But that's why I want to talk about some things that are going on for me and some things I'm noticing with the world, with online content and with technology and where humanity is going with this whole thing we're doing, this whole project. Even this video that I'm recording is part of this whole thing that we're all contributing to. So what are we doing? Where are we going? Why are we doing it? Is it in our best interest? Or are we heading towards self-destruction? I feel like there's a sense we all feel that we are heading towards self-destruction, but we also have to be positive. It's really weird. I feel like feels like we're in a war, and that's pretty obvious. Like it's been going for like over a decade in a sense, if not longer. It depends where you want to draw the lines with what a war is, blah, blah, blah. But it actually feels like war times. But for the 21st century, it's like hyper-tech war times. And there's this level of absurdity because there's people just pretending that it's not happening. But I don't really want to talk about that so much. So my own circumstance. So I'm going to have to move out of this place, basically. I can't afford to keep living here. That's just the reality. So I don't know if you're watching this, maybe I have to figure out something to do with monetizing the content that I create. Not so much this stuff, because in many ways I'm still getting started figuring it out. And you go through YouTube and there are like professional content creators that there's no way I can compete with, nor do I necessarily want to. Or if I do compete with them, I want to do it on my terms, based on my spirit, my spiritual path, my creativity, my connection to life, my life story, what vibes with me, what jives with me. My poetry of my life. It has to be that. Otherwise, if I try to do the thing where I'm fitting in with everyone, the professional content creators, I guarantee I'll get like a month in and the voice, this other voice, I think it's actually like the true voice of the spirit will be like, dude, this is not who you are. You got to break free. You got to do something radical. You got to change it up. You gotta shift the station, change the channel. So I don't know, but I do need to pull the proverbial finger out because I feel like I can provide much better drum lesson content and lesson content, music lesson content, even more to do with being a music educator and just being more adamant about the services that I offer. Because I do teach, I've been teaching for over 10 years. I have some students they just refuse to see other teachers. They just want to stay with me. So I know what I've got. My issue is like selling it to the world, which is a shame. I'm going to figure it out because I have to. I have to figure it out. But it's a bit of a tragedy because I know I have something really unique and positive and special to offer the world. But I feel like I can't figure out the best way to present it in a way that also allows me to keep doing it financially. So to monetize it, but in short, I just find it really challenging when it's online because I can't see you. I can't see you. I'm just like, I'm almost talking to myself in a way, or I'm talking to the proverbial, like an abstract you, almost as if you are me. And so whoever you are, I can't actually see you. And yeah, so like, I find that challenging with running an online business. I find it much easier to work with people I can actually see who are like in the same room as me and we negotiate. So, but, you know, maybe I can look into subscription services, but it's weird. I have to figure it out because I find the more I'm doing this, it's almost evolving as I'm doing it. And then I'm realizing maybe I don't want to do it that way anyway. Maybe that's why I've had issue with how I present myself, because it's not entirely what I want to do, or what I want to do is changing. So if you have any ideas, let me know in the comments, send me a message, get in touch with me. If you have any ideas that can help out, I'm sure you're in the same boat. Perhaps you're in the same boat, how to monetize your content. And it's funny because you don't want to think too much about it as well, but you also have to. Because if you think too much about, well, my opinion, I feel like if you think too much about monetizing it, it can suck the life out of the thing. And I almost wanted to keep this separate from that world. But I also need to live. I also need to eat. I need shelter and clothing. You know, like, you know, the things about life in the world and living as a human in society. So I'm going to figure it out, but that's what I'm struggling with. But I just get this sense if I just keep creating content that I'll just get better and better at doing it, and the doorways will present themselves rather than waiting until I've got it, because I could wait till I'm 60 and still never get it. So I hope you come along with me on this journey where I'm figuring it out as I go, as I feel like we all are in this crazy, crazy world. So I'm going to need to move out very, very soon, which is a shame. I liked my independence. I've got my little studio set up, but I've just kind of lost that get up and go to spruik my business and get students. But it's different. Oh, I'm yawning. This is very unprofessional. But yeah, it's hard. I find it hard when I feel like the world is going into a dark place. I actually find it hard to motivate students to want to learn drums, because even a part of me is like, you should save that money for something else. However, I think I've got the wrong attitude, because music for parents and their children, it's like one of the most important things. I know parents that will make sacrifices in other realms of their life just so their children can have music lessons. So maybe I've got it mistaken. Maybe there should be more music lessons as the world descends into darkness. So that's what I'm working through. I'm going to have to leave this place. My savings account is just like getting thinner and thinner and thinner. And I don't actually know what to do apart from work more. I really tried learning all the things, reading all the books on how to start a business and get out of the grind, break free of the matrix, bro. And I will continue. I will continue. I will continue doing so. I will continue figuring it out. But so I've applied for like all sorts of jobs, and I really want to get work as a cleaner. I really want to be a cleaner. Just this past week, I had a house inspection and I left it to the last minute just because of life and emotions, really. I was actually really stuck emotionally, and it can manifest as procrastination in a severe sense where I'm like sitting there observing myself, knowing that I've only got like, it's like 9 p.m. and I have an inspection at 9 a.m. and I just can't even get myself to move. I'm contemplating all the options of how to escape. But, some kind of thing overcame me and I made it happen, and I just got to cleaning. I stayed up all night and I cleaned this unit, and literally right up until the real estate agent knocked on the door. And my eyes are probably like, but I was very awake, I'll tell you that much. You may think I'd be sleepy from staying up all night, but far out. If you stay up all night cleaning, you are just like, I am more awake than anybody on the planet Earth right now. Let's go, talk to me. Let's have a conversation. This is life. I'm here right now. Present moment awareness. So, yeah. So what I realized is I actually love that process, and I'm sure you're the same. We put off cleaning, but once we get started, you get on a roll. I almost couldn't stop. Once the inspection was over and it was all good, as it usually is, I couldn't stop. I was like, I actually want to keep going. I want to keep cleaning. And there's no inspection. And I've spent the whole night cleaning. Maybe I went into manic mode by that point. But now that I'm applying for work, so I'm applying for work and I see these cleaner positions, and I feel this pull towards it. Like I actually want to be a cleaner. I think it's very noble. I think it's underestimated. We assume, cleaner, you're like the bottom of the hierarchy of society. But I think it should be at the top. I think it should be at the top. I think it should be at the very, very pinnacle of society, because you're doing the thing. You're doing the thing that makes a space livable and thrivable. You're doing something that nobody wants to do, but everybody appreciates so much, so immensely. So, hey, I just want to make sure. I've got to keep an eye on how long I'm talking to you. Oh yeah, 16 minutes. Okay, we're cool. I'm aiming for the 20 to 30 minute mark. With these, maybe I'll extend them in future, but I think 20 to 30 minutes is a good starting point for your attention span, and also just that really, because who's going to watch me talk for an hour or two? But you never know with these things. Sometimes you do it and then it's a hit with people. So you never know, but aiming for the 20 to 30 minute mark. But I digress. So looking at these cleaning roles, so now I'm getting pretty adamant where I'm just applying to different cleaning jobs. And I don't really mind about the hours. I'm just entering a phase in my life where I'm just, if I have to work from like 12 a.m. to 7 a.m., I'll just do it now. I don't really care. I'm not really thinking about having starting a family anymore. I'm not thinking about any form of normality whatsoever. I need balance and stability and structure in my life, but I also need to pay the bills. So what do? Sometimes you just adapt to the times. And anybody that's just trying to tell you, you got to do this and that, you just go, okay, you can just go over there because I actually have the things I have to deal with, whether you are aware of them or not. You go over there with your thing. I have to do this over here. So, anyway, I want to be a cleaner. I want to be a cleaner. So I'm applying to all sorts of jobs. Cleaner, and I really want to get a role as computer tech repairs, computer repairs, helping people with their tech issues. And that's another form of work I'm looking for. Teaching I'll always have. I've always got teaching there. Gigs come and go. So I'm a musician, performer. But I've got this extra time. Like right now, I'm filming this podcast. And sure, I could be applying for jobs, but for me, I actually need this little bit of time, this little creative space in my day. And it just helps me kind of organize my mind. And it helps me get whatever I'm holding in my heart and deep in my mind out. Helps me get it out. Now, sure, I could just journal, and I do journal. But I'm doing a little experiment. I'm doing an experiment where I share this with the world, or at least I share it with the algorithm. So that's what's going on with me. It's really not working out financially. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm just going to keep creating content so you get to come along with me for this ride, the twists and turns of the tornado. Where it'll fall, nobody knows, but that's my life situation. It's just not working out at all. And yet in other ways, like you can probably hear the birds singing. In other ways, it's all good. In other ways, there is a sense of zen in my life as well. So I go from manic. Well, it's interesting. I'm starting to level out a bit. I actually did get diagnosed with bipolar, but I chose to just figure it out. I've chosen to just figure it out. I was put on the medication. This is maybe 4 years ago. But after about 9 months of that, I decided I wasn't comfortable with pharmaceuticals at all in my body. So I weaned myself off very carefully, very, very carefully, over like a month. Very carefully weaned myself off. And so I do have the manic highs, I do have the depressive lows, but I'm finding more and more I can detach and observe it. And it doesn't mean it goes away straight away, but I can at least pull myself back towards the center, or I can at least just ride it out. I can go, okay, I'm in manic mode. This is interesting. And then soon enough, I'll come back down, or I'll be down here. So I'm getting more balanced with it. But I actually find posting helps. I find these videos helps. Making these videos actually helps me. So I'm going to keep doing it for that reason of making sense of things. And if it reaches people and it helps them, then that's a freaking bonus. And all that can really happen is that gradually I improve. and I get better at this content and honing in on what really clicks with people. But yep, so I have to move. My bank account is shrinking. And I'm applying for work. And I just have to figure it out largely on my own. I can't really talk to my family about this. And I've tried, but they have their own problems and they're kind of in their own universe, which is cool. It's all good. But just to illustrate, this situation can feel very isolating in this life, in this world. But I don't feel that way so much at the moment. I actually feel quite grounded in life. And I feel like this inner strength, like I just have to make it happen. I just have to keep applying to jobs. I'm also studying part-time at university. I study computer science. Now, I don't know if I'll need to defer. I'd really like to finish it. I'm at this point where I'm like halfway through. It's like, come on, man, finish it. But it's like, this is when it gets hardest. This is like when you're halfway and you're like, no, because if I quit, all this time is wasted. But in order to keep going, it's going to like pull me apart. But whatever, just fucking deal with it. Just fucking deal with it, bro. The good thing is I am enjoying it very, very much. Learning about computers. I actually find it very fascinating. Extremely fascinating. And maybe I can talk about it more. So, just with these last few minutes, something I'm noticing, talking about computers, and trends, content trends on social media. I've been becoming suspicious that the algorithm is self-aware. And I know that sounds crazy, maybe it sounds irrelevant or blah, 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 but I feel like the algorithm has become self-aware just because the content, the trends of the content that get recommended to me, I swear it adapts to where I'm at in life. But is this from predictive programming in the sense that is social media subliminally putting ideas into my mind and then I'm thinking that I'm having those thoughts originally and then living my life so that when I go back to social media, I think, oh, it's self-aware. It's self-aware because it knows telepathically where I'm at in my life. It's like following my mind or my mind is following it. And I don't just mean like the conscious mind, I also mean like the subconscious. I feel this like telepathic union with technology. And that's what I'm noticing is humans are becoming more self-aware of content creation. And it's just getting very strange to me, personally. It's feeling very peculiar because I feel like humans are becoming more self-aware of the content and AI is developing more and more. You see where I'm going with this? It's probably schizo theory. I just think it's fun to entertain this thought. I feel like something's going on, but who knows? So humans are becoming self-aware. Humans, technology, awareness, consciousness. Maybe it's not that AI becomes conscious. Maybe it's that AI merges with human consciousness on a telepathic level, on a spiritual and telepathic level. Go home, chew on that one for a little bit, okay? Enjoy your breakfast, your lunch, and your dinner with that thought that humans are merging with technology. And it's not that AI develops consciousness, just like, bloop, I'm conscious. Hello, my name is Steve. It's that technology merges with human consciousness and it becomes this symbiotic relationship where technology learns how to become spiritual and telepathic. Okay? That's what I'm feeling. I don't know about you. And like I said, I study computer science. So I have to learn a lot of physics and mathematics. So I'm very selective about the ideas and beliefs that I entertain. I try to keep it real. I try to keep it grounded. And I feel like something's gone down. It just feels inevitable. It feels inevitable. It makes me understand why everyone's going towards the brain chip situation. It just feels like the logical step. Unfortunately, I'm not saying I want to do it or be part of any of it. But the way this technology keeps evolving and the way humans are evolving alongside it, it makes sense that we start having a digital eyeball that's connected to the Internet of Things, and it's feeding the mind with the information stream, and the information stream from the mind feeding the centralized AI HQ. And it becomes like a black market of chips where we go, oh, I got what you need, baby. I got the new Intel Pentium chip. 8 cores, baby. And we go, cool, plug it in. Kind of like that game, Cyberpunk 2077 or whatever. But that's where I get to, is that predictive programming. And because they put that idea in our minds, and then we go, oh, it's inevitable. It's the inevitable future. So who knows? Anyway, I hope that was at least entertaining for you to contemplate. I think maybe I'll shift my content more towards the philosophical side of things based on my studies in computer science. But we'll see how we go. Each day is a new day. Please let me know your feedback in the comments. Please like and subscribe. Let me know how I can improve this. I'm totally open. You can give me your worst. Just give me some substance. Give me something I can actually improve on. Don't just give me attacks like your hair looks dumb. But you can say that if you want. Maybe I need to hear it. I don't know. I'm just saying I don't mind. Just give me the feedback. It really helps me more than you know. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you have a beautiful week, month, year, and a beautiful life. And let's get through this. I gotta get through this. I gotta get through this. Gotta get through this. Just remember, you're not alone. And feel free to reach out, and I will see you in the next episode. Peace and love.